Comrades, it is the next long-awaited episode of Realpolitiks with Turkey. As always, comrades, I do appreciate and value your patience when it comes to these long waits, but let us tarry no longer. And first of all, open up all of our menus here and just have a look at what is the state of affairs in the world at the moment in 2036. So we've made about a decade and a half of history now here in Turkey, and we have until the end of the century to become number one in score. So unfortunately, we have slipped a little bit here. There is quite a gap already growing between us and again the US. It seems fated that they would lead, but hopefully this time, with that in mind, we can actually do something about that. So let's have a look. High warmonger level in India, that does not really concern us. Then there was this deep sea exploration effort, and of course we have been crippled by our lack of action points, but also our lack of money. So I'm not sure how long it will take us to emerge from this abyss, but it must be possible. We are also busy with the diplomatic missions 3 and with internal politics advancement level 2. And we have some unrest in eastern Anatolia. Let's just see if the rebels here in our conquered territories have been placated for the moment. It does seem like they have. I don't see any notices here of pending revolutions. So yes, that's by the way, a very interesting point, with the whole referendum in northern Iraq with the Kurds wanting their own state. So that could turn out in a very interesting way, especially with the rest of Iraq being very hostile to that idea. But in any case, let us continue with the flow of time. What is next on the agenda? I think for right now, if we could invest a bit more into this project, it would be nice, but it's basically almost over. Well, 2 days active until the next opportunity to pay, but we cannot do that. So yes, this one will not work out. I'm actually wondering if it is even worth for us paying to stay in this project, because it will be a waste of money. I don't see that we're going to win that one. The Olympics are coming, but we don't have the money. Well, we could always get some more through debt. The next Olympic Games will take place soon. In our case, it probably means another average performance. Oh dear. Since our last appearances were rather uninspiring. I don't like this needle this guy is holding. We could, however, try enhancing our athletes to remedy that. It would help with the medals, but there's always the risk of getting caught. No, absolutely not. Sportsmanship above all else. Otherwise, what is the point of the Olympics? Then it becomes a contest about who can get away with doping the best. What is happening here? Armenia is getting a bit restless. Can we possibly invest there again? Yes, that would of course take money, but we look like we could do that. So let's wait the 15 days before we can do that and then see if it pays off. A top government scientist, yes, this was also the thing with South Africa. A top government scientist wishes to leave our country and move to a better place. Losing him would be quite a blow to our R&D, and he wants to go to the United Arab Emirates, which is an ally of ours, strangely enough. He can go, we don't need him anyway. Then we lose the score there. We can probably not convince him, but I will still try, because when it comes to losing score, we really have to do everything that we can. But I think last time there was another option after this one, and then it said, oh no, there it is, the passport. Maybe we should just do that, but it costs 50 action points. Maybe we'll still do that. It hurts our relations with the UAE. But no, we do it. We're keeping him. No, this time I'm learning from history. I know it isn't the friendliest thing to do, but we are an authoritarian country. So I'm sorry, we need your skills, and we will still make sure you are paid very well. But I'm not going to just let you run off like that. Now the economy is going back down, and so is our growth. I have to say this is a challenge with the economy here. Who was it that said it's the economy, stupid? Was it Bush? I think so, Bush Jr. And it seems he was not wrong. Negative growth. Still very ironic to call it negative growth. The stock exchange in India was closed, so that could be a possibility. Space colonization. Oh, good grief. Now all of this is starting, but we're in a terrible position here. We have to try, but I don't think it will help because we don't have the action points. Let the race begin. So let's just pause for a moment. Okay, we have enough to do the first round. Then I have to do the investment in Armenia and see if we can get action points out of that. A group of explorers got lost in the mountains 3 days ago. Our S&R search and rescue teams still haven't found them. Oh, come on. There goes the action points. I don't want to just give up on them. Again, it's a loss of score, and we know that score is #1 priority, so I have to pay. Keep searching, and now that means we're locked out of this space race. Well, just close it temporarily. How long until we can invest in Armenia? No, we can already, so let's do that. At least we have the action points to do that, and hopefully it will be a success. This usually goes quite quickly. 40 days left, so hopefully if we get a payout in terms of action points, we can invest it in space. Still nothing. Oh man, come on now. Keep searching. Lose another 100 and another 40 action points, which we don't have, but I guess it will just go to 0. Well, I'm hoping there's a payout of score somewhere down the line. Yep, 0 again. Come on, Armenia, I need this to work out now. Average performance. It's strange that we lose 5 score through being honorable, but anyway. While our athletes did fairly well during the Olympic Games, we didn't win lots of medals. The entire competition was dominated by one nation, which, strangely enough, wasn't considered one of the favorites. Obviously, they went that way. Let's hope it's not the Russians again. Oh well, I did the right thing and it still didn't work out, but at least that the conscience is clear, as they say. Come on, Armenia. Survivor. Yes, okay, we get that loss now back from the Olympic Games. We found a survivor. He managed to hang on in the wild all on his own, so -4 unhappiness and 10 score. It's not much, but you know, every little bit helps. Next elections are coming up, so really another thing I can ignore, which I unfortunately usually do. Come on. Make that investment pay out, otherwise we will not be going to space today. Failure. Thanks, Armenia, for all that we have done for you. This is how you repay us. Now, can I do another investment? Probably not. No, don't have the action points, so Turkey cannot into space today. Bugger. Oh well. Good thing we didn't invest in the deep sea anymore. It's really quite a change of pace, you know. With South Africa, it was so easy to dominate in all of these arenas. Now we're just falling out of the bus. A recent diplomatic summit, so it's between India and the UK. We don't really have a horse in that race, I guess. But let's take India. So what's next? Diplomatic missions level 3 are done, and I think that will actually help us with our action points, is it not? I think there was something to do with that. Let's have a look. International. Yes, it was the block maintenance that became cheaper, so that is something at least. Is there anywhere else that we can get more action points? I just need to take a moment to have a look at all of this because things are going rather desperately here. Nothing I see here, unless I'm missing it. Services is already active there. Economy modernization. There we go. There's something. Doesn't cost us anything either. Shorten decision-making procedures on economic law to improve government reaction times. Always a good thing. So we're turning very much inward now. internal politics and economy modernization, but we certainly need it. Otherwise, we are going nowhere. There is always a chance of still getting into space or one of the later undersea bases, since we know this will be quite a long series of events. But still, the earlier the better. And we're losing even more growth. Good grief. But I will never surrender. That's something I learned from Winston Churchill. I have a picture of his up on the wall here and above my desk, and he says, never give up. The race for the ocean's hidden riches is on. Oh well, Russia gets the number 1 spot, and Japan and the UK share number 2 and 3. Or, well, they get 2 and 3. They don't really share that position. China was close 4th, and, well, quite a few players here. At least we did better than South Korea, but it doesn't actually mean anything. Can we invest? Okay, there's at least one payment. I know it was now a bad move. I probably should have invested it in another, investment in the UAE. Belarus joins Russia, has decided to join the Russian Federation. So I guess this is a permanent merger now. Yep, there we go. We saw it as it happened. So Belarus has permanently joined Russia. Interesting times. Belize left the bloc of Mexico. Indonesia, okay, just hold on. I've not been paying attention to the stocks here, but I don't think I can. It takes action points. Oh well. Just have to ignore it, I guess. It's hard times. Then Austria opened one. Failure in Armenia, of course. Iceland joined the US bloc. And I think India lost its stock exchange there. But we don't have room for anyone else at the moment. So what's next? Come on. How much do we need for an investment? We need 200. Strange. Oh, that's the money side. I'm looking at the wrong thing. No, we can do this. Pay. I don't care about the debt. Debt is always something we can kick the can down the road. Well, that's not a good thing to say, but I'm following the US experience in real life there. Russia's status has been degraded. Oh well. It's a lot of oh wells in this episode. But that is part of life, It's not always just the ups, it's the downs as well. That is where the true character is made. Come on, come on. How long? 8 days left. Cuba left the bloc of Mexico. Please pay out, please pay out, please pay out. Failure again. What rotten luck. This is really not good. It's closing up all our options. We have a money shortage. Yep, so we're actually going in the red continuously now. More taxes, everyone. Happy times. Draining whatever is left in our economy. Not good at all. I'm wondering if it will help if we give temporarily independence back to Baghdad and Mosul. I don't know if these parts actually contribute to our economy. Somewhere something is going very wrong here and I have to figure out what's happening. So the UK has the underwater base. I guess it was between those 3 countries. Well, good for them, I guess. Looking on in great jealousy here. Trade map. Well, it does contribute. So, I don't know. It's not a good thing. We can't leave that. We can't surrender it. I know we're paying continuously to keep the rebellion here in check. But, I mean, what's the alternative? Losing these territories? Actually, that's a calculation that we need to make if we can. To see if it is worthwhile keeping these 2 territories at the moment in terms of the amount of money that they're bringing in versus the amount of money that we're paying to calm down their separatism. So that's 300, so 657. But now the thing is, I don't know how regularly those things occur. So I would say every 6 months maybe once a year, I don't know. Oh dear, that early expansion was not a good thing, I think. Not a good thing at all. But I'm gonna hang on to them for now. Then again, if this becomes too much of a trouble here, I'm gonna drop them for a while. We'll have to reconquer them, of course. I still have the dream of the Ottoman Empire, but my plans are being foiled at the moment by economic realities, which is a case in many a real-world situation. Just ask many of the dictators through history. Australia left the UN Security Council, and who joined? Mexico. Interesting. We're just going to accept the changes. Personal control, militarism, interventionism. Maybe, I don't want to, but maybe one of the things we could do is downsize the military even further. But then if something happens, we'll be totally defenseless. It'll take months to train the new troops again. Where's the world economy at the moment? Has it started rising? Yes, it has. So that's why we're getting so much money now. Not that that's much, but it's something. Taxes, should we keep it there for now? Maybe, just until we build up a bit more money. Japan. Korea is working closely with Japan. The South Korean and Japanese governments have begun working very closely with each other. International opinion assumes that an eventual alliance between the two will be directed against China. Interesting. Well, I guess it was inevitable in some sense. I assume the Japanese are still arguing about that island. What is it? I don't remember the name, but of course there's that island that they are disputing with China. So they are looking for partners. Can we invest again? Let's just throw some more money into this. Maybe we get lucky. Weapon contract. The previous government signed a very unfortunate contract for aircraft delivery. We could easily buy cheaper and probably superior units, but we're bound to honor this contract. Or are we? We lose 20 score if we reject this contract. I think we're just going to have to keep paying. But do we... Oh man, 20 score versus 1,200 money. Well, we just do it. We're 9th now. I don't want us to slip any further. Hey, this one is going badly, eh? Comrades, if you have advice for me, I'm open to it, you know. If you have a suggestion of where we can improve this operation, then I am certainly willing to try it. Loan taken, Mexico joined, failure to make an investment. Can we try again? Let's try again. Forget about the cost. Separatism is growing. I think we have to dump these territories. It's a sad thing when we have to roll back our conquests, but right now it's completely unaffordable to keep paying for this. And if we look at the permanent culture conversion, this is something we will not be able to afford for a very, very long time. So I'm going to do it. This might be a bad idea, but I'm going to roll back this conquest. Let's see if we can give them independence. We'll take it away from them again in the future. That's always an option. But you see, the economy is already going down again. So is there a shortcut way of doing this, or do I just have to find another way? Release province. There we go. I will release both of them. Warmonger points are not the issue. It's the money that we have to keep pouring into this land. No, we'll release them for now. 2 independent countries have been created now, so I was hoping they would stick together there, but okay, never mind that. We have many, many decades left in which to retake them, but I can't keep paying for that separatism thing. It's hard times, hard choices. Hey, so we're already losing action points now. Why is that? Obviously because, I don't know. Is it because of releasing the territories? Oh well, we should get some more. There we go. Lucky that the technology was done at the right time. So anything else that will give us more action points? We cannot put this off. We cannot delay with this matter. We have to get more action points now. We can still turn this thing around. We can salvage it. I know we can. I don't see any action points anywhere. Should we export things? We don't really have a lot in reserve there. I don't want to do that. Fossil fuel. Should we just pay for the fossil fuel thing? It will give us GDP growth. Maybe that's a good enough trade-off. I don't see anything else that's going to help us in the short term here. State of emergency, that's even worse. Subotnik, we do not have the research. National preaching, don't have the research. Okay, go back to the economy. Let's have a look here. We can't afford that one. We can't afford any of these other ones. Collective state farms, possibly. But does it really help us? What is our unemployment at the moment? Let's just have a look at that. Unemployment is 4%. That is not bad at all. So I don't think we need to worry about that at the moment. We can always cancel that project as well. Which one is that? Just look ad hoc. This one, fight unemployment. It is tying up 19 of our action points as well as 75 money. So this takes it down by 0.15. Let's just see, by what is it going down at the moment? By 0.17. So we can do that. Okay, cancel the unemployment fighting effort. Not good, I know, but it should still be going down. And at this point it's very low, so it's not really going to hurt us. So now we should have a bit more room to maneuver. Let's go back to the economy. I'm very reluctant to invest in fossil fuels. We could probably backtrack on that later, but again, then it's wasted research. Anything else that we can do? Digital bureaucracy, maybe? Unemployment will grow actually, but so will taxes. No, I can't gamble with the unemployment. It's just going to have to be the collective state farms. More debt, I know, but population growth and unemployment drops further. Do it. What's next in our revolution here? This is really an economic revolution. We have to. There's no choice right now. Come on, Armenia. Friendly immigrants? We're noticing huge numbers of immigrants coming from one of our bloc members, namely Armenia. They're seeking a better life in our country, but they are not necessarily being pleasantly welcomed by our people. So what's our options here? We're all brothers. Relations will go up and population will grow, unhappiness will grow, and unemployment will also grow. Oh dear, well, more people is not necessarily bad because then there can be more taxes, of course, if our unemployment stays relatively low. Now this will push it up certainly, so unemployment will start growing, but we will have the collectivized farms very soon and then it will start going down again. Otherwise I'm going to have to pay half of our action points, another 500 of debt, and bad relations as well. So we're going to say we're all brothers. We'll just have to tolerate a slight increase in unemployment for a little while. Hey, this is a seesaw, isn't it? It's a roller coaster ride. United States has been degraded. Maybe we can do something about that. But first, participate in the funding. Maybe hope is not lost. We could still get Lagrangian point number 3. Success at last. Action points. Only 97, but still. It's much more important than money. Money you can always take out more debt for. Is there anything in the world that might help us? Let's just have a look here. Maybe there's been something, but I've missed it already. No, Pakistan, that's some military thing. I'm not interested. We cannot overextend ourselves at the moment. North America, there's something. We've got some resources for sale. Cash only. Well, we don't need it, thanks. South America is quiet as usual. Nope, nothing. Oh well. Score ranking number 8. Success at least with Armenia. That's one thing that keeps making me happy. Come on, pay again. We can still get something. New proposition. Canada proposed a new resolution for the United States Security Council. Members are voting on sanctions against authoritarianism right now. Oh, come on. Really? We're barely authoritarian. I hope they vote against this. 58-55. I'm not sure what will happen here. I think it needs to be 60 or something to pass. But we'll find out soon anyway. That's too close. But the against is slightly in the majority, which is a good thing. R&D cooperation, attack on totalitarian, anti-warmonger, sanctions, so many things happening in the UN. Death of a leader in Switzerland. The glorious leader of our friends, is Switzerland our friend, has died after a long illness. Should we honor his memory and attend his funeral and pay action points and money for a little bit of better relations? Nah, sorry. We'll send a card. Come on. Seems like Russia is on the blacklist again. There, pay. We cannot afford to miss one opportunity now. Oh, come on. GDP growth is collapsing again. Peace treaty between Russia and Poland has expired. Canada has joined the bloc of the US. Loan. Hey, it seems like, well, was it not the Ottoman Empire that was the sick man of Europe, what was called the sick man of Europe? It seems that Turkey is, under my leadership, becoming the sick man of Europe once again, which cannot be allowed to happen. Comrades, we must do something here. We cannot lose this proud country to debt and ruin. War between Russia and the Baltic Union, they are coming probably after, is this Latvia? No, Lithuania. One of the two anyway. I don't think they'll grab Estonia and Lithuania. Who knows, maybe they will. Pay, can we get one more? It's not going to happen again. It's going to end in 4 days, 3 days. Do we get something? No, nothing. Oh, it was all for nothing. The race is on, but it's not on for us. So China gets the number 1 spot, Russia the 2nd, and the US number 3. We're number 4, but it's not good enough. How did Picard say? Not good enough, damn it. Not good enough. All the 3 big powers get a share, and we get nothing. Peace between Pakistan and India expired. Let's speed it up. I don't think there's much happening in our backyard at the moment. Gunfire, of course, coming from the Baltic. Hey. Taxes, should we drop it a little bit? Maybe. Demilitarization, of course, it seems like it passed. In accordance with the newly introduced UN resolution, every authoritarian country must reduce their maximum army limit by 20%. It seems, I don't know if it was by 2038, but in the South Africa campaign, most of the world eventually turned authoritarian or even totalitarian, so these sorts of resolutions never passed anymore. But it seems here they're sticking to their democratic principles for much longer. Oh well. Bad for us, I guess, but temporarily good because it just limits us there from spending too much money on the military anyway. And it's temporary, you know, nothing is permanent. Eventually we will still have glorious conquest. I know, comrades, that you long for that. I do too. But if we can't afford to feed our troops, then what shall we do? Sweden joined the bloc of the UK. We need that research, come on. Can we invest again? We need to do this more. Maybe the UAE. Do it. Hope it's not a waste of money. Okay, pay for the stock exchange as well. If we have a bit of action points, we really have to do this. It makes a big difference. My alarm is going off again. Hold on, what does Saudi Arabia want? Specialists needed. It'll cost us action points and also human development index. It will only give us a bit of better relations. That's not worth it. I don't know in whose book that is worth it. Maybe if you really want to be friends with someone, but you can just, you know, help them or something. Come on. Flourish. Okay, what do we need most? Action points, no question. Thanks, UAE. At last, some success from there. Also, that means they will be happier with us for a while. Nothing, it's going to take more than a year for these things to be done. Even 2 years, good grief. It seems that we're going to stay in this doldrum for a while. So yes, I'm afraid the 2030s are shaping up to be a rather depressing era economically, but our determination cannot wane because of it. So yes, I'm very much open to suggestions here. We need to turn it around by 2040 if we can. I mean, that's not a long time, but yes, we need to start growing again and working on these not the action points, well, of course that as well, but the score, the prestige is number one, otherwise we will lose again. Not that I consider the South African campaign a loss, we just didn't manage to get that number one spot. Now we have to jealously look in space and see the Chinese and the Russians and the Americans. Oh well. Turkey will prevail. I have confidence. So I ask for your confidence as well, comrades. See you in the next episode where we will no doubt see more depressing economic news, but also more perseverance and determination. Thank you for watching, and as always, I've really enjoyed this episode. Even though it's a depressing situation, I must emphasize I am enjoying this, because it's again a different challenge. It's so different from South Africa, and that really keeps it interesting. So, see you next time and have a fantastic day.